Have you ever gone through an interview and feel like you totally struck out? If so, this video will teach you a format that's been used to hit a home run during an oral board interview. So it's how to get the question and hit a home run so that you really score the highest possible amount of points on that question. Now, this is what the picture looks like, and then this explains it. This is part of this 4 skills which are taught in the promotion playbook. So you have study skills, speaking skills, writing skills, and then application skills. So this falls under speaking skills. And in the promotion playbook, there's some other guidelines that are part of this chapter of the book. It talks about some questions you want to be ready for, some categories of questions, and then it brings us to this metaphor of a home run and how you can best answer this question. So here's how it works. And the metaphor is basically I'll show you the picture. And then if you want to read through it more, this just gives a little bit more details. So you think about the concept is this. And again, this can apply to many different oral board questions, whether it's an entry-level firefighter exam or a driver operator or a captain, lieutenant, or chief, or whatever. This works for a lot of questions. It doesn't work for every question, but many of the questions that you're asked, this can be used, and it's a good flow of information. So here's how it goes. You have the pitcher here, and they're standing at the pitcher's mound, and there's an emphasis here that this is the most important. So metaphorically, you're the batter. If you're being interviewed, you're the batter, and then the person asking the question is the person throwing the pitch. So the ball is the question. They're going to throw this question at you, and then ideally you want to connect with the ball and you want to hit it out of the park and get a home run with it. And so to start off, listening is extremely important. So I'd say that one of the first things you want to do, I guess one of the traps you want to avoid, is being so rehearsed on your answers that you jump to the answer without really fully understanding the question. So before answering the question, it's really, really important to listen well. Listening well is a very challenging thing to do, and it requires a lot of intentionality, a lot of focus, and actively listening is a skill that I strongly encourage you practice in any conversation, so that in an oral board you can actively listen and not just try to throw your answers at the oral board panel. So you really have to listen and understand. So that's very important. So connect with, listen and understand the question, and connect with your audience is by far the most important piece of this. From there, this is at bat, and you want to be able to connect with the question. So the first part to make it to first base is that you have to answer the question. So understand the question and then answer the question. So a common problem can be to not even answer the question. If right now at the time of this recording is 2020, at the time of the presidential campaign between Trump and Biden, and if you listen to a lot of the questions and the 2 debates they've had, which haven't been a bit of a train wreck, neither one of them really answer the question that great on most of the answers. They kind of deflect it and go around it. If you're a politician, that might work, but in an oral board, it's best to just be direct and answer the question. So when they ask the question, you right away just give an answer to the question, so at least you get to first base and you know that you've hit that. So you answer the question, and then next is you give a personal example that emphasizes your answer. So a personal example, and then third base is to relate this to the position, and then finally, if you want to hit a home run, you relate it to the department. So answer the question first. Second, give a personal example. Third, make it relevant towards the position. And then 3, relevant towards the department. So it doesn't necessarily have to follow the sequence as long as you hit all 4 of those categories. There's another piece. I'm going to give you an example of this, but I wanted to show you the other piece of this, which is another video. And another part of the book is this these prep sheets that I have, which is a self prep sheet, a position prep sheet, and a department prep sheet. So you have to know yourself, you have to know the position, and you have to know the department, and you have to be able to explain why it is you are the best at these three different levels. So self, position, and department are the three areas, and that just plays out in a format you can consider using of this given this oral board. So here's an example from the main character in the book, who's Jake, who's the firefighter that goes through this process. And it says, why do you want to be a captain here at Canyon Fire? And he says, I want to be a captain because I'm committed to giving my best to this community and organization. So you notice right away, I want to be this because I'm committed to giving my best to my community and this organization. So right away, there's first base. Second base is personal story. He talks about how his father was a fire chief and gave a lot to the community, and he wants to follow in those footsteps. And he grew up that this is in his blood. So he said, his father gave 30 years. Ever since I was a small boy, my family's been with Canyon Fire, grew up visiting fire stations. While my dad was at work and I always admired his service. Growing up, my family enjoyed many Thanksgivings and Christmas. He says this job is a professional career and it's also my family. So that's the personal piece of it, which makes his answer unique. It's not some canned answer that they just spat out a bunch of rehearsed stuff. This is unique and it's personalized as to why he wants to be the captain. And then third base is, how is this relevant to the position? The promotion to captain will give me the formal rank to help expand my influence. During my 15 years at Canyon Fire, I have worked with a diversity of crews, led significant projects, and ran thousands of calls. I've been an acting captain for the last 5 years and ran over 1,000 calls as a company officer. I've proven my leadership as a lead instructor for our TRT team, an assistant instructor during Wildfire Academy, and worked as a paramedic for over 12 years. This experience has prepared me to serve the organization to the next level. So this makes it, all the stuff that he shared there is relevant towards the position that he's doing the interview for. So there's two pieces also to add to this, is that you have the logical piece and the emotional piece. So his personal story is a little bit more emotional. And then during relating it to the position, he gives some specific numbers here: 15 years, over 1,000 calls, 12 years paramedic. He could even add more specifics in terms of numbers. And the more numbers, the more details you can add, the better this would be. So there's third base, and then relate to the department. So then he comes all the way around, is that Canyon Fire runs through my blood and I have the leadership experience to succeed as a company officer. I'm committed to supporting our traditions of safety, community service. So he's tying this into the mission, the vision, the values of the organization. And I will use the captain's rank to uphold our mission statement and continue our progress for the future generation of CFD firefighters. When I reach the end of my service here, I want to leave a past to be proud of and solid foundation for the future. So all ties it back into the bigger, looking beyond just him getting the promotion, is like, how can I help to make our organization the best possible? So that's it. You can try it out. There's not, this is actually classified as a guideline, but I thought it'd be helpful to do a video on it. In terms of writing, there's not a template for this. Just when you're creating your answers, think of them. And then the template that goes with this, again, I'd encourage you to watch that other video if you haven't already, is be aware of know yourself, know the position, know the department, and interweave all three of these together so that you can really give a great reason as to why you are the best for the position. And you see, so answer the question, self, position, department. Those three areas. Hopefully this metaphor helps. And you can check out more of the other videos by following the other videos, or if you buy the book, the Promotion Playbook, it's going to be helpful for you, and it's a great guide for promotion. Thanks for watching and have a great week.